Watch Your Prime Morning. My name is Rosalie Fairley. It's time for the big interview. And anytime we bring you the big interview, we actually show you a profile of our guest. And then we show you the guest seated. And then we talk to the guest. You can send in your messages, of course, and we will definitely love to read it on air. Do send in your messages. If you have any questions for my guest, send in the questions. But if you're wondering who my guest is, take a look at this video.
Omodele Elizabeth Olympio-Emanuel is a Ghanaian entrepreneur with outstanding qualities as a team leader, hospitality professional, creative and communicator with strong marketing skills. She is managing director of Elysium Company Limited with business interests in real estate, product development, hospitality and consultancy services. She has been involved in several construction projects using alternative technologies in search for affordable housing and collaborated with partners in rolling out projects for both the public and private sectors. She is also co-founder and owner of Jamrock Restaurant, established in 2015. Omodele Elizabeth is involved in several charities and social drives revolving around sanitation, community development, and a campaign against child sexual abuse. She is a strong advocate for gender equity and the empowerment of women and girls. Omodele Elizabeth Olympio-Emanuel is our big interview personality today. Stay tuned.
So only he could reveal it. And who the cap fits, I let them wear it. And who the cap fits, I let them wear it. Said I throw me corn, I throw the corn. Me no call no foul, no call no foul. I say you cup, cup, cup. Clap, clap, clap. Clap, clap, clap. Clap, clap, clap. Yeah. Some will hate you. Pretend they love you now. Ooh. Then behind it.
All right, so my guest is here. Elizabeth Olympio-Emanuel.
Hello.
How are you?
Hello, beautiful Rosalind. Thank you very much.
Welcome to my morning.
Thank you.
This is the big interview, and you are our guest for today. You are so fun.
Am I?
You are so full of life. I love people like that.
I'm excited to be here.
Thank you so much for being here.
You.
But what is it with you and reggae music?
Reggae music. I discovered reggae music when I met my husband.
Oh.
Yeah, you know, growing up, everyone listens to reggae, but I never really listened to the words till I met my husband.
Okay.
So, yeah. It's been beautiful. I love reggae. Reggae is spiritual, is deeply, it's deep. It's about our day-to-day lives. It pertains to every sector of your life, from childhood to being an old person. Politics, social, it cuts across all board.
Now, when you say when you met your husband, is your husband a Jamaican?
That's a big story, actually.
Okay.
So for a while, a mutual friend of ours was trying to introduce us. I tell this story all the time, but it's so beautiful. And I refused to meet him just because I heard he was Jamaican.
Oh.
Why? Growing up, we all have a stereotype. Many Ghanaians had stereotypes. I think we have achieved a change in the shift of this stereotype. And we always believed that Jamaicans were dreadlocked, weed smoking, unemployed, uneducated, just rascals. That was the whole stereotype I had growing up about Jamaicans. Very bad, right? Yes, it was
Extremely
bad.
bad.
It was so bad I didn't want to meet him for 2 years. Until I walk into a restaurant. I was seated at a restaurant with a girlfriend of mine, and he walks in. I was like, Lord have mercy, who is this man? Oh, and I was like flagging, hey, come. Then he looked behind. I was like, no, you, yes, you, yeah, that's him, yeah. I was so handsome. He's about 6'5". He's like just a mountain. He's like, yes, that has to be mine. Okay, come. Then our mutual friend was following us.
Okay.
Following him. He's like, Liz, do you know who that is? Like, no, he's a nice, handsome man, and I'm inviting him for a drink. What's wrong? He's like, that is Raphael. I was like, wait a minute.
That's the
You
bad.
didn't show me a picture. You never told me he didn't have dreadlocks, that he was handsome. We hit it off. 6 months later, we were married.
What?
Yes.
6 months. So will you say
Maybe
love
less.
at first sight?
Lust at first sight.
I met my meter today.
The love came later.
Oh my goodness.
He's an incredible gentleman. Yeah.
That's fantastic.
A
How long
gentle
have you been
giant.
married?
I think we've been married officially for like 10, 11 years.
Oh,
Yeah.
wow.
We're in our 11th year.
Now, you are so hardworking, it's not funny.
Really?
Yes, you are so hardworking to the extent that when 2 balls of kenke of yours wasn't delivered, you took to social media.
Hospitality is about service. And that's something that was passionate, that is still passionate to my husband and myself. Good service. We like to eat. He cooks amazingly well.
Right.
That's why I married him. You know, you want a man who can cook when you are also busy, and he can also care for the kids. And he's fantastic. He's a big man. Oh,
I like that.
The way I bully him so small. He's absolutely special. And yeah, so service is important. It's a core aspect of our vision and mission. So when even a client asks for a portion of chips, this was 2 kinky, 1 fish. Gosh, I'm so embarrassed. I got notoriously famous for that 1-minute video, and I apologize to everyone.
Come on, everybody loved you for that. Everybody loved you. When I said, I was like, oh, 2 balls of kenke.
Please
Okay.
don't play back that video. It's so bad. It's so bad. It was 2 balls of kinky and 1 fish, but the guest had been waiting for 2 hours. And it was locked down. And I didn't understand why the police were being unreasonable at the underbridge. My team were out there. They were properly attired. You could identify us. And the president had given a special dispensation for restaurateurs, for all food vendors to deliver food. And the food was still in the bike. So I went out there. They asked me for a special permit. I said, there's no special permit apart from us being recognized as a food vendor. And you can see the food going cold in the van. So I just flipped. At that point, I was livid. Yes, my veins were bursting. I said, listen, people, my Facebook family, if you know this permit, send it to me. Within 3 seconds, 30 seconds of finishing, my friend's network. I have a very good network.
Okay.
And they have helped us grow Jamrock. It's not about being wealthy. No, we are not wealthy yet. We will get there.
Very soon.
Very soon. But it's a good network, and your network is really your net worth. So don't burn bridges. You may have disagreements in business relations, but do not burn those bridges because you never know when you'll need that person again. So yes, I had a few friends make some powerful calls. Hi, before I got back from Underbridge to where Jamrock was formerly located on the Jungle Avenue, the regional manager of Ghana Tourism Authority, thank you so much. I had calls from the Jubilee House.
Okay.
I had calls from everywhere. I was so embarrassed. I wanted to hide. But it was resolved. I know I didn't have to go to those lengths, and yes.
But will you say that helped your business grow?
It was COVID. At that point, we were facing imminent closure.
Right.
That was COVID. For food vendors, a lot of restaurants had to close. The hospitality industry has taken a huge hit. So from that time when lockdown was announced, it took us about 8 months in August to finally decide that we were turning the curtain down on
having a flagship restaurant where people could come in and dine and sit and dance and, forget the troubles of the daily grind. So what we did was, okay, we're going to change our strategy from being a walk-in dining to offline delivery service. And that was the plans we were making until, whilst I document, I really don't document, but I share my daily grind with my social media page. And it is during this process of unpacking, of dismantling this flagship, and I was actually explaining that I'm taking the screws out and putting it in a box because I don't know when I may be able to use it again. I identified them, I labeled them. That a mutual friend, called on me and said, listen, there's a gentleman who would like to speak to you about your restaurant. So can you call him? 2 weeks later, I still failed to do this. And this was the owner of the Oak Plaza Hotel.
Okay.
And so I finally went to meet him, and he said, would you be interested in managing my food and beverage department? And this was COVID, right? This was right after the video, right? This was right. Right, the video. After the infamous video, exactly. So I went in there, I was like, you know what? I'm really passionate about Jamrock, and this is my life. It's all around me. This is not what I was trained for, but this is my passion, and I do it very well. So I can't detach my baby from me. It's like, okay, look at our outdoor space. Do you think it would work for Jamrock? And I looked at it, I was like, wow, this is an oasis. This is beautiful. We can create something out of this. So he said, so that's what we did. We went into a partnership, a brief partnership for 2 years, where I transformed as well the food and beverage department and then run Jamrock on the other side. And we got a mutual thing till the restrictions were lifted 2 years later. Then I now independently manage just Jamrock, and the hotel is working on their own for their food and beverage. So it worked out. You have to find solutions out of difficulties. And for me, COVID was terrible. It made us lose our main flagship, but it put us on another step of exposure, and we created something new. So yes, this is an international Jamaican chef we brought in for our last Jack Festival.
Okay, we'll definitely talk about Jack Festival, but everybody watching is like, okay, Olympio is so fun, she's so hyper, but tell us about yourself, your background. How was growing up like?
Growing up, I was the only girl between two boys.
Okay.
So I'm officially a tomboy. When you talk about everything the boys do, I do too. My father was an engineer, so carpentry, electricals, painting, all of that, you name it, I can do. Till date, if a bulb changes, a bulb blows up in the house, I won't call an electrician. I won't call on my husband. I get the ladder, I ask him, bring me the ladder, and I will change it myself. That's it, yes.
That's who you are.
That's who I am. My mother retired as a nurse and decided to stay home and look after us.
Okay.
And had vocations. She had several vocations. So she sewed, she cooked, and she did hairdressing. She trained me in all three, and I wrote exams at NVTI for all of them, so I have certification for all of them. And lo and behold, the kinky making, we do it from scratch, from the corn, buying the dry corn, soaking it up,
That's you and your mom?
That's my mom. That's my beautiful mother. Yeah, this was at the UG event when the University of Ghana identified Jamrock and Elizabeth as a symbol of resilience during the hard times and decided to bring one of their celebrations to Jamrock.
Okay, that's great.
Yes, this is my mother as a nurse, helping the doctors to perform surgery in the 70s.
Okay,
yes.
So you were telling us about how you prepare your kenke?
Yes. So we do the kenke, the corn, then you have to separate it into two. One is left to ferment, and then you make their flatter, which is the binding agent to make that, and boil it all. I do all that, but right now, today, it'll take too much time. So, yes, so that was my childhood. You go to school. I attended Northridge Lyceum. We lived at Northridge, directly opposite GBC. Shout out to the GTV admin.
You should check our admin out as well.
Really?
Yeah,
I am going to follow you.
You should do that. we are competition.
That is so wrong, Elizabeth. What did you do? I apologize. All right.
That's okay.
So we lived opposite the national television station and would walk to school, and church was Rich Church. So I lived pretty much a sheltered life until I got to high school, where I went wild and crazy.
Which school?
Achimota school.
Okay.
Achimota school. I was still a good girl, you know, but I was working. Because of my upbringing of having been taught how to do so many things, I was an athlete as well. Then I was doing modeling. So whilst in Achimota school, I would actually be called on to walk the walkways, the runways of fashion shows. Yes, I was a butterfly.
You are beautiful, so I'm not surprised. Look at you. Did you ever contest in Miss Ghana?
No, I never did.
Why didn't you?
I didn't. I did Miss Legon and came second. Runner up to Elena Ajaho. She was first.
Right.
Yes.
You should have tried Miss Ghana.
I don't think my parents would have allowed me, because that meant going around the regions and all of that. And even when going for the fashion shows, the fashion designers would come home and seek permission, and I would have a chaperone, and they would send me and bring me back. That's how sheltered it was.
Oh my goodness.
So
okay.
When I got to 18, hey, freedom. Yes.
So you tried everything that a young girl tried at that time. What were some of the things that you did that you call crazy?
Crazy.
Yeah.
Being in school and going for a Shabba Ranks concert. That was like the best bad thing I ever did. I got caught when I was coming back. I papped. I got caught. I got punished. My seniors at the high table, I still remember them. Tula was one of them. He's at Enterprise, I think. They all come to Jamrock today, and I remind them that they punished me. I scrubbed the dining hall. Yes, it was so much fun. Looking back, I loved every aspect of growing up. It's you should embrace whatever situation you're in, make the most of it. We never went anywhere before 18 years old. It was school, home, church, and back. The occasional fanfare would be at Ridge Park, and my parents will take us and wait in the car for us
they were very
till
protective.
we come back.
Are you full-fledged Ghanaian?
Yes, I am. Okay. So my names are very West African. I have a rich heritage, which I embrace entirely. And I've married a Jamaican, so I am now Pan-African.
Right.
He calls himself an African. We applied for his naturalization about 6 years now. It's still pending. As a spouse, he's eligible to it, but we're going through the process. So hopefully one day soon we will get it.
It will happen.
I'm hoping the authorities hear me, make my husband Ghanaian.
No, you've been running the restaurant business for a while, and for that,
yes,
you had dreams and aspirations as well, right?
Yes.
What were your dreams and aspirations?
I was supposed to be a doctor. What happened? I didn't make the cut. So, in 2018, I was also the University of Ghana. I'm an alumna.
Okay.
And I love University of Ghana so much. And they have given back to me as much as I want to give back to the university. They nominated me as a congregational speaker for 2018, one of the humanities graduation ceremonies. Okay. And I shared my story to the students. I did the first course, Bachelor of Sciences, and because of 2 courses of 4 credits, I failed to rewrite them, and I lost my entire... I waited 6 years, 6 semesters, 3 years, before decided, okay, at my father's request, when he was dying, he said, Dele, please, finish that degree for me. So I went back, tail between my legs... And I went to the registry and they said, young lady, you waited too long. The 6th semester is gone. That was your grace period to take those 2 credits back. Because I didn't make med school, I really didn't think the rest of the courses were worth taking. It was psychology I was taking, but I really regret not going back for those. But I put my pride aside and went back to school and took another degree, linguistics and political science. And I think that's what's also molded me for the world out there and prepared. My mind is just ready to absorb any challenge. And that has been my educational path. Now, am I Ghanaian? My mother is from Krobo, Odumasi.
Okay.
So I am Dangbe.
Right. So you speak the language?
Oh, yes. It's one beyond Saminya.
Oh, wow. That's nice.
You go with
the flow.
I go with the flow.
See, I understand, but I can speak it.
Oh,
you do well.
And shout out to all my Klogby speakers. Don't be shy. There are very few. There are a lot of people in Accra, but they're shy from speaking it, and the language will die. I'll admit it's so difficult teaching my children.
Right.
I don't know whether it's because I'm married a Jamaican, but I'm teaching him as well. He makes it sound so funny, but the children are really picking up. So
that's nice. How many children do you have?
5.
Oh.
The television broke. There was no television. It wasn't working. So all we had was outside. But we've stopped. The last one is 5. There's the oldest son. He's in medical school. He's in Kolebu.
Okay, that's nice.
The oldest daughter, she's finished with nursing school. She's going to proceed. And then the last 3, 9, 7, 5. They are the ninjas. Hey, they walk in 3. Power punch. They are amazing, beautiful 3. And yes, my father's name always takes people to Togo because it's Olympio. But Olympio is equally Ghanaian and Togolese, but we are Ghanaian.
Okay.
My father comes from Adanfo, so I speak Adan as well.
Right.
Adan is a dialect of the Dangbe language. It also comes from Kita. Mesavide, I am learning.
Small.
When we go for family meeting, my family beats me left and right, and they'll speak in the Bina language I don't understand, but I'm trying.
You will get there.
I'll get there. I've bought a book and an audio cassette. I am going to teach myself because it's embarrassing. I can't carry a name like that crosses 2 countries and don't speak. And our great-great-grandfather was very polygamous.
Oh.
So he married women from across the coast. And one of these women is my great-great-great-grandmother. And that line of children, till today, the children have Yoruba names.
Oh.
So the Yoruba name is there, the Ewe name is there, and the Ada names are there. So all 3. When I had my last set of children, I had problems naming them because the births and deaths said, your name doesn't sound Ghanaian. Prove you yourself are Ghanaian. I was like, oh, Lord, again.
So you always have to prove where you find yourself.
I always have to prove my citizenship. It hurts sometimes. Oh. And I break into the languages. It's like, hey, she can speak. Oh. Yes, in your gang,
that's good.
Yeah.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
So you are 100% Ghanaian. We've cleared that one.
100%.
100%. Let's talk about the birth of Jamrock. How you got in there.
Okay. So the birth of Jamrock is linked to seeing that handsome man in the restaurant. Yeah. And it was food. So then Jamaica. He took me to Jamaica. Oh. Hey, I didn't want to come back. If you ever go to Jamaica, please go with a lot of money though. The cost of living is high as a tourist.
Than Accra?
Is high. You know, Jamaica thrives on tourism. It's a little island. They say we little, but we talawa. It says we are small, but we are huge and tall. And that is true. There are about 12, 13 parishes. I'll have to confirm that. And I went from parish to parish to parish. Oh, one more beautiful than the other. My most favorite place, Negril. Negril. And I really want that cottage in Negril. It's so beautiful. Dwayne Stevenson sang that song, Cottage in Negril. So, food. Going out to the eateries in Jamaica, I was like, wait a minute. All the ingredients in Jamaica are the same
in Ghana.
As in Ghana. How come we don't have Jamaican food? We don't have a Jamaican restaurant. We are not exposed to it. The cooking process is so similar, you'll be shocked. There's cassava, and they have gari.
They have something like wache, right?
rice and peas. So but they cook it with coconut milk and herbs.
Okay.
Good herbs, not that herb. That herb is also good, but good herbs. Legalize it, yeah. I didn't say that.
You didn't say that?
I didn't say that.
Do you think it should be legalized?
Listen, if the superpowers are making so much revenue out of it, why shouldn't we find a law that puts us in line to generate revenue as well instead of going to borrow from them?
And control as well.
And control. We have fantastic laws. Our enforcement is the problem.
Yeah.
So if we put in a great enforcement regime and say that this is it and people respect it, there's no way, you go to Dubai, I'll speak Dubai. There are no police on the streets, but dare you cross the light at amber.
Yeah.
Before you get to your workplace, it's being deducted from your bank account. Your penalties are following. So yes, let's find a way, if it is happening elsewhere and people are making revenue out of it, fine-tune it and make some of that revenue. Control it. If it has to be a controlled farm, I'm not... this is not my expertise, but I think there's a way around it to make money out of it. If the West is making money from it, why shouldn't we? There have been proven research that it has medicinal attributes.
Right.
Why not? I think some legal minds should come together and push the agenda for it. Probably whoever represents this should have insight and in-depth knowledge medically and legally to present it to government properly and package it properly.
Right.
Probably the current guys are not doing the right thing. So it must be done properly. Yeah.
Now we come back to Jamrock and the Jamrock inside Oak Plaza. There are some, events that you have that anytime we hear about it, everybody's like, okay, we want to go there.
Yes.
Tell us about those events.
All right. So Monday, Tuesday, we take a chill pill. We close at 7 p.m. and that's it. 10 a.m. to 7. But from Wednesday to Sunday, there is an event every single day for everybody. Wednesday is saxophone and wine. So Jamrock is not just about food and drink. It's an experience. We want you to experience the cultural differences and similarities between Ghana and Jamaica. So you come in there, you have to learn a patois phrase. Your waiters will welcome you, wagwa and everything Ire, everything Chris. They will not give you the bad words unless you insist you want to learn a bad word.
Okay.
When you're learning a language, you have to learn a bad word or two. When you walk in, the ancestral wall, we give you the history of Ghana, the diaspora, and Jamaica. You have Paul Bogle, you have Yasantua, Nani of the Maroons. Nani of the Maroons led a whole group of slaves to freedom, and she's believed to have originated from the Ashanti region.
Okay.
So Nana should have been the name, but the name change happened because they were already there and did not hear Nana anymore. So called Nani of the Maroons.
Okay.
So the Maroons in Jamaica were the first freed slaves and no one could harm them. Yeah. Then we have
Quite
Marcus Garvey. And coincidentally, today we are receiving Dr. Julius Garvey, who's the son of Marcus Garvey.
Oh,
today,
wow.
we are honoring him with a meet and greet, a cultural performance, and he will interact with guests who come. It's free entry. Just come
So
listen.
your events are free?
Free. Walk in free. Yes.
How did you come about this idea? Because we have so many restaurants in Ghana, but we don't get this kind of feel.
We are the only Jamaican restaurant that gives you an experience to boot. And that's what makes us unique in our own way. So on Fridays, we make it's all about reggae. On every day, when you walk in to have a meal, reggae is playing in the background. But Friday is a live reggae bash. You should not miss 7 to midnight. What we wanted to change was the stereotype of reggae being only for the weed smokers and the beach people and untidy, rowdy people. No, you come in there and you see the likes of ambassadors and doctors, engineers. They let their hair down and it's a casual environment. I dance as well.
Oh, of course you dance. We saw you dancing like, yo, did you
And
take
I
dance
don't
lessons?
know how to dance.
No, you do.
I just let the music move me.
Oh, but you do.
I really do.
You really do.
Yes, that's our reggae night.
Okay.
Yeah. playing with the Clocksack Band and Papa YZ and Royal Soldier Alfred Wellington. There is no Jamaican in that band.
They're all
Ghanaians. They are all Ga, Evers. They are all Ghanaians. It's amazing. So we find talent. So over the years, we started Jamrock in 2015 and in our former flagship East Legon. And people would stream by, oh, can I have an opportunity to sing? And I don't have a signboard, a single signboard in Accra because I can't afford it.
Olympio.
Honestly, it is the truth. I can't afford it. You ask for a price of a billboard, it's 2,000, 3,000 CDs, and you have to pay 12 months in advance. Where are we going to get that money? I'm selling kenke and fish. So I tap into technology.
Okay.
My social media, my whole existence is to sell my business. So you have to comport yourself in a certain manner to attract your business as well. You cannot misbehave. You cannot afford to misbehave. You have to be correct. And in doing that, it's a good thing as well.
Yeah, it is.
You train yourself and it brings you opportunities. So right now, all we've been doing is perfecting the blueprint of Jamrock Small to allow us to expand. So we are in the phase of expansion right now. And welcome to funding. Grants and loans. More grants than loans.
So what are some of the foods that you serve?
We went out on a team building event.
That's a big team. So what are some of the foods that you serve?
Let me tell you about this team.
Tell us.
They are young.
Okay.
I love to grow a young team. Now, Jamrock is growing talent. We are nurturing the youth. So the age range of my team is 19 to 25. I am not ageist, no. But what I want to do is change the mindset, the ethics of the youth growing up and their attitude to work. Because that is one of our key issues in the business environment, attitude to work. So they are entrepreneurship skills. We do training every Monday, 3 hours written. They write exams as well, and we've always done that. And anyone in production, you know, in a restaurant, you have production, you have service. So you have to learn each other's work because you cannot say, I'm only a waiter, I'm only a bartender.
So it's more or less like a school.
It is a school. We don't have any hospitality training schools in Ghana. So we use Jamrock as a breeding ground. And when they come in, we show you the career path. There's a possibility from starting as a cleaner and becoming a franchise manager with shareholding. And that's the dream we have. That's the expansion plan we have.
That's fantastic.
Yes. And some of them say, okay, this is our former flagship. So they say that, okay, I don't want to be in hospitality. I said, great. Work with us 2 years. Then we look at your career path. And some have furthered their education. They've gone to Winneba, Legon, University, UDS, Tamale as well, and they come back on holidays. So I have that team where they know there's job security. I said, listen, when you graduate, there's job for you, so come back to me.
So how many have you trained so far?
Oh, wow, probably 150.
And how long have you been doing this?
Since 2015.
Wow.
Yes.
I'm wondering where the whole idea stemmed from.
And they come, I am a social activist. And I think there's a lot more, and gender equity. I'm passionate about female gender equity. I know I have boys and girls as children, and I think it is only fair that they have equal opportunity to get the same job they are qualified for. So in my business, as you can see that picture, I employ more girls than boys.
Okay.
I am not being discriminatory, but I'm making an intentional effort to help the girls grow as well at that corporate entrepreneurship level. So yes, 4-1.
That's fantastic. That's fun. So 4-1. Now the foods that we serve, of course, because those watch are like, hey, we want to order food today. What's on the menu?
I am Ghanaian. My best seller is our green okro ademe. I see a lot of people trying to imitate it. It's a flattery. It's good. But Jamrock serves the best green okro ademe.
Okay.
And it's the okro ademe is Molokia, is an ancient herb. The northern region, they'll call it ayoyo.
Ayoyo. Oh, it's ayoyo.
Yes,
okay.
It's ayoyo. So okra with the ayoyo. And we do it green and herbs. onion, ginger, garlic. I'm not going to give you the rest of the ingredients. You gotta come to us. And we have it with either tilapia or your protein of choice, or have it vegan. You know, at that point, you can just have mushroom with it, and it's a plant-based diet. Have it with akple or ewokble or kokonte or banku. And that's the Ghanaian aspect. For the Jamaican dishes, oh, mouth-watering. Oxtail and butter beans, curry goat, curry chicken. There is something called festival. And this is how similar Ghana and Jamaica is. Festival, locally, you say Bamfo Bisi or Adule, but ours is very bougie. It's soft and tender, and when you bite into it, it's like a piece of cake. Lovely. Try that, festival.
Okay.
Then Kalalu. Kalalu is spinach, Caribbean spinach. Yeah, so many similarities, and they're so tasty, so delicious. Our jerk, chicken and pork. Now, we marinate it for 48 hours. You massage the meat with all the seasoning. There are 14 herbs and spices, and it goes, and I create them. And you put it in there and let it sit.
Olympio, when am I invited?
Please, are you coming today?
I will come today. I'll be there today.
You should.
I will be there today. So you are located at Oak Plaza Hotel?
We are currently located, that's our current location, is our only location.
Okay.
Jamrock there's only one Jamrock in Ghana, and it's located at the gardens and poolside of the Oak Plaza
You do
Hotel.
delivery as well?
We do deliveries, call us. We are on social media. Jamrock GH is our handle. Our delivery number, may I share it?
You can.
0544 349 770.
You can say again for those who just picked up their phones to write it down.
0544 349 770.
Olympio, we celebrate you today. You are doing so well, and
you.
we appreciate what you're doing. You know what you said that caught my eye? Like, I'm Pan-African.
Yes.
That is what I love about it.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for being here today.
Thank you. I'm
and
delighted.
we are definitely coming to Jamrock. Not just me, my team and I. We are all
Please,
coming into
you're
Jamrock
welcome.
to have a great time.
Thank
Your
you.
final words before you go, Olympio.
Final words. Let's do the best we can. Challenges come, affront them, look at solutions, see how to tackle them piecemeal, one day at a time. It's a harsh time, economic time for everybody, but do the little you can to take you to the next day.
Thank you so much for being our guest.
Thank you for having me.
And her name is Elizabeth Olympio-Emanuel. I have a few messages that have come in, so let me quickly read them before we go. All right, so this one says, good morning, I'm Lucky Kenya from Takwa Western Region. Love you, Mrs. Elizabeth. I love your thoughts. I love to travel to Jamaica, and I will come to you for Apo. Okay. Nana Amwenima says, Elizabeth is a very nice person I have ever known. My dancing partner, she rock. Okay, Nana continues to say, my dancing partner, in fact, we are happiness ministers. Hey! All right, so another message here. Good morning. I'm highly motivated this morning because of you, Olympio. My first time hearing about you, and I am so much proud of you. I celebrate you today 100%. God richly bless you. I'm Valentine Osei Sapong. All right. Someone says, good morning. I'm Mauli from Tosupo. Okay, she says she wants your number. I'm trying to read in Tosupo Dabala in Volta region of Ghana. Thanks to Madam Elizabeth for the great work she's doing for Mother Ghana. I want to ask, is there any vacancy in her workshop? I seriously need a job. This is from somebody. We'll try and see if we can talk to her behind the scenes and see what she can do for you, okay? And this one says her number again. They want the number for the delivery again.
0544 349 770. We are on social media, Jamrock GH. I handle all the inbox messages and the social media platform as well.
Fantastic.